Welcome to the second journal of IEL III. I'm Alexis Balbontin, and today I'm going to be talking about the two main units of this part of the semester, which were feminism and Latin American identity. I'm going to be talking about what the teachers did in order to help us improve not only our language but also our understanding of the units. And I'm also going to be discussing about what I did in order to improve and how was my process in doing the second task. So first of all, it's important to take into account that this part of the semester was more complex than what we have seen up to now in IEL. What I mean by this is that the texts for these two units were more centered around philosophy. So it was more difficult to fully grasp and understand what the authors of these texts were saying and what were they trying to argument and what was the motivation to write and explain what they wanted to express. So because of this, what some teachers did in order to help us understand better what the texts were saying was to display the text on the board and try to analyze sentence by sentence and try to unite and connect the paragraphs in order to fully understand what was the main idea behind all those sentences and try to reach to a conclusion between the class as to what the text was trying to say. So because of this, we were able to fully comprehend what the texts were saying, and lately we will be able to integrate that knowledge, those authors, into our own presentations. And so because of this, we were able to fully comprehend and try to broaden our perspective of philosophy and these two units, which are pretty controversial, and we can see their consequences or causes displayed in our current society. Besides that, the teachers also gave us a lot of tips in order to improve our language. We kept studying the phonetic symbols. We were also able to practice a lot more our oral presentations. And we also saw more about the structure of sentences and how the sentences have subjects, verbs, and stuff like that. And the teachers also gave us a lot of tips regarding to how to make a proper formal presentation, because the main focus of the second task was not only writing a report of our philosophical research, because the task of this part of the semester was a collaborative task between IEL and philosophy. So it was not just about making a report, writing a report, but it was also about making a presentation that had a considerable amount of time to do. We had to follow many rules, and we had to try to present as best as we could. So because of this, at first it was complicated to work on this because we had to connect a lot of concepts and ideas that we saw in IEL and also in philosophy. So we had to make connections, try to think about something that we will want to prove or something that we will want to disprove. So with my partners, we discussed and we reflected and we tried to connect different theories and try to apply them to what we read in IEL. So when we were able to do that, we started structuring the presentation. We wrote down everything. We argumented what we wanted to say, and at the same time, then we were able to practice and try to take into account all the tips. We also had a practice presentation in which we were presenting our draft presentation, and the teacher was able to give us tips and stuff like that in order to fully help us in making a very formal presentation, which was very successful. Thanks to all the tips and all the analysis that we did of the text, we were able to make a successful presentation. So thank you for listening.